Hi, it's Shorty, and this is your beginner's guide to actually making money with your laser engraver and not just making dust. The goal? To walk you through a proven step-by-step process to dramatically improve your chances of turning your laser into a profit machine. Laser types. I'm not going to deep dive into laser types, there are plenty of videos doing that already. But here's what you need to know. There are 4 main laser types. Each has strengths and weaknesses. No single laser does everything well. If one machine could do it all well, we'd all own the same machine. The golden rule. This one principle could save you thousands. You will fall into one of the following categories. You either haven't bought a laser yet, in which case research what products sell best and then buy the laser that handles those materials best. And secondly, you already own a laser. Research what products sell best and then create top-selling products that your specific machine handles well. Bottom line, whether you're buying or already own, research comes first, always. About the footage you'll see at the start of this video. Here's the honest backstory. What I wanted was to showcase multiple manufacturers to give you a balanced view while I introduced the video. What happened? I emailed several companies requesting permission to use their images. The result? Only one company replied giving me hassle-free permission. That company? Xtool. Disclaimer, I have no association with Xtool. They're just the only company that made it easy. There are many excellent manufacturers out there. Xtool is simply one of them. But nevertheless, I thank them for their cooperation. Important, don't guess what to make, or make what you think will sell. Research what sells. Let data drive your decisions, not hope. Before we start the research section, there is something else you need to consider. Machine work area size and the work area your machine will work in. The size of materials that can be worked on changes drastically from one machine to another. If you decide that making large signs is your thing, then a machine with a 100mm by 100mm workbed is obviously no use. But if you intend to specialise in earrings, then anything bigger would be a waste. Some machines can handle 2.4 metre long boards by passing them through the machine on a conveyor. Bear in mind, in that case, you are likely to need a bigger workroom than the average bedroom, etc. Research what will sell that you fancy having a go at, but bear in mind your machine capability, if you already have one, and bear in mind the potential cost and size requirements of a machine with the capabilities you need. If you intend to personalise products as an event, then your machine needs to be portable, and you also need to consider a fume extractor filtration unit and a power supply large enough to cope with the laser, your computer and the extractor, and possibly some lights in an evening event outdoors. Most sites in the UK, for example, do not have mains power. These extras increase your costs quite a bit and you need to take it all into consideration. Okay, research. Let's make a start. First, a bit of brainstorming. I want you to press pause and get yourself a notepad and a pen. Now, under each of the following headings, and you can add more headings if you choose, I want you to list all the ideas you can think of. Don't judge them yet. Don't worry if they're good or bad. Just get them out of your head and onto paper. Spend about 10 minutes on this and aim for 20 to 30 ideas. Some will be obvious and some will be weird. That's perfect. I'll give you some examples to get you going. Home decor, wall art, coasters, clocks, house signs, Debbie's room, that sort of thing. Signage, business signs, office nameplates, wedding signs, weddings and events, table plans, place names, cake toppers, functional items like chopping boards, serving platters, bookmarks, puzzles, pet products, ID tags, pet memorials, jewellery and accessories, earrings, necklaces, cufflinks, watch straps, personalised gifts, keyrings, photo frames, jewellery boxes, and seasonal items, Christmas ornaments, Easter gifts, Halloween decorations. We're going to filter them with real market research next. Now, let's take a look at Amazon. Everyone knows how to search for items on Amazon, right? You just type in what you're looking for and hey presto, Amazon presents you with a list. Here you can see that I searched for personalised slate coaster and the result showed this, reserved for Grandad's drink, showing the item had sold 400 plus items over the last month and has a 4.7 out of 5 star rating, selling at $5.99. Quite good, but is it a bestseller? Is there a better way of searching? Well, yes there is. In the URL box at the top of your browser, type in amazon.co.uk/bestsellers with a hyphen between the two words /ZGBS and hit enter. Amazon will display the top 100 best-selling items. On the left, you'll see a list of categories. Select handmade products. Now you have a top 100 of the best sellers in the handmade products category. At number 3, we have an engraved pet ID tag. Select that to get more information. Here we can see that there are different shapes and colours and sizes to choose from. It says that the item has sold over 1,000 in the last month at a minimum of $6.49. If you scroll down the page, Amazon will display a range of similar items. Remember, the best sellers list is updated hourly, so there may be other items that sell well that do not show up at this moment in time. Look for the number to the right of each item's star rating. This is the number of reviews that item has received. Therefore, it gives you a clue as to how well it has sold. I did a quick search and found these round stainless dog tags on Amazon. Note that they are slightly different, inasmuch that the hole does not extend past the circle. I chose this specifically because some of the reviews claimed that the hole area was weak. They work out at 17p each. Okay, so we found a likely item, but does it make any money? And how much does Amazon charge? Well, this is a little bit more difficult to answer because there are two ways of selling on Amazon. Fulfilled by Amazon, which we'll refer to as FBA, or fulfilled by merchant, FBM. What's the difference? Well, FBA is where you send items to Amazon and they store the items in their fulfillment warehouses. When a customer purchases the item, Amazon will pick the item, package it, and deliver it direct to the customer. FBM is where you advertise your item on Amazon's website. When a customer purchases the item, Amazon collect the money and send you the details so that you can engrave the item, package and post the item direct to the customer yourself. The advantage of using FBA is that you would do a lot less work and that the customer is likely to receive the item quicker. The slate coaster in my first search is suitable for this. Whilst it has an engraved message on it, the message is generic to all Granddads, and therefore you could make a batch and send them to Amazon for them to stock and deliver, etc. The disadvantage is this is not suitable for individually engraved items like the Pet ID example, and also Amazon's charges will be higher. In addition, you need to carry a higher level of stock. So, what does Amazon charge, and is there any profit to be made? Let's take a closer look at the Pet ID tag, and we use this for both the FBA and FBM examples. Note, this item is stainless steel. Not all lasers will mark stainless steel well. Fibre lasers work best. Infrared works okay. Diode laser, not ideal, and below 20 watt plus diodes will mark stainless, but the lower powered machines will likely require a coating spray to assist marking the metal, which increases time and costs. And a warning, these markings can rub off, potentially bringing customer complaints. If your machine does not handle stainless well, it would be better to choose a different bestseller. Don't make life hard for yourself. Okay, let's look at Amazon's charges. There is a listing fee, which is 75 pence per item or £25 per month, which gives you unlimited items. So, if for example you sell 100 items per month, you'd be better off paying the monthly charge of £25. This would equal a per item charge of 25p, significantly less than the 75p for individual items. Sell 1,000 and this drops to 2.5 pence. This charge is the same for both FBA and FBM schemes. However, Amazon have a special scheme for handmade sellers. If they approve you, you only pay the monthly payment of £25 for the first month, and it is waived for all subsequent months while you are selling handmade items. Note, Amazon may ask you for your HMRC Unique Taxpayer Reference (UTR) number to show that you are registered with HMRC as self-employed. Next is the referral fee. This is based on the category your product fits in. It is basically a selling fee. This is a fee based on the percentage of the total selling price, including postage. There is a list on the Amazon site of the various categories and the percentage amount charged, and they range from 5% to 20%, with most falling in the 15% range. The handmade fee is 12.24%, or a minimum charge of 25p, whichever is greater. This charge is the same for both FBA and FBM schemes. For FBA, there is a fulfillment fee plus a storage fee. Amazon have a low-cost rate for items valued below £20 and in certain categories. Handmade is one of those categories. The round stainless steel dog tag weighs less than 20 grams. Therefore, the fulfillment fee is £1.46. This fee covers Amazon picking the item from storage, packaging and shipping the item to customers. The storage fee, Amazon charge for the space your products take up in their warehouse. For an item such as the example dog tag, the storage fee would be 76 pence per month. That would equate to less than 1 pence per item sold. A digital services fee. This is not a charge made by Amazon, but a charge that the government has made on all companies that sell online and have been particularly good at not paying taxes. The cost for UK buyers is 2% of Amazon fees. There are other Amazon fees for returning stock to seller, disposal or liquidation fees, return fees, but hopefully by choosing a popular, well-made product, these fees can be avoided. For fulfillment by merchant, that's you, there are fewer costs. Printing a label, the envelope to post the item, and of course, postage itself. I calculated the cost of 2 pence for printing the label and 10 pence for the envelope. Post office calculates that the postage would be 87 pence. Note the post office, they cover up to £20 in case it gets lost. Also note that the selected price of 87p is for second class post, which can take up to 3 days to get there. First class is £1.70, which erodes your profit. Amazon has a calculator that allows you to work out what the costs, and only a small amount of difference between using FBA and selling on Amazon and handling the package and postage yourself. If you are selling generic, non-personalised items like Grandad's drink coaster, then it would probably be better to use Amazon FBA. The costs are not too much more, but the benefits are that the customer is likely to receive the item quickly and you don't have to jump to it as soon as an order comes in. It also means that machine time is better utilised. One setup time then lays the batch. The downside is that you have to create a batch of items to send to Amazon, which means a higher stock cost. Also, the cost of sending the batch to Amazon has not been calculated and needs to be considered. Personalised items, however, are different. These, by their nature, need to be done individually to cater for the specific personalisation the customer requires. This means that fulfillment by Amazon is not the best route. Okay, we've shown you how to search Amazon for best-selling items and how to analyse if there is any profit to be made by selling on Amazon. Okay, let's take a look at Etsy. First, the search for best sellers. There is no shortcut to get to Etsy's best sellers, but there is a way. In Etsy's search bar, type in laser engraved gifts and hit enter. Now select show filters. On the left, select star seller and hit enter. Now click on the URL bar and use the right arrow to get to the very end of the URL until you see star seller. Delete the word star and replace it with best and hit enter. You now have Etsy's best sellers list. I scrolled down and found this football badge coaster, which has 39,000 sales and a 4.8 star rating. Opening up this item shows more detail. The selling price is $6.99, but is it making any money? Let's take a look. I searched Amazon and found 72 pieces at £66.99. That's 93 pence each. Okay, so we have the item cost now. Now we need to know Etsy's charges. Etsy charge a one-off fee to set up your Etsy shop. Now Etsy do not publish this fee, but a comment by someone who had recently set up the shop says that they were charged £14. I've ignored this cost as it is virtually impossible to attribute this to a cost per item. All Etsy's fees are based on the retail price including postage. There is a listing fee of 15 pence, which lasts until the item is sold, or 4 months. A transaction fee of 6.5% is basically a selling fee. Then comes a payment processing fee, which is 4% plus 20 pence. And lastly, there is a regulatory fee of 0.32%. This is similar to Amazon's digital services fee. The difference is that Amazon charged 2% on their charges, whereas Etsy charge 0.32% on the total selling price. They work out very similar. There are additional charges such as off-site ads, which is optional, or currency conversion fees for selling outside your country. For example, if your price is in pounds but someone from France buys your product and pays in euros. This shows the various costs associated with the slate item and shows the item profit. You now know how to search Etsy for bestsellers and how Etsy charges you, so that you can look at an item and see if it makes any money or not. Okay, next we're going to look at whether you should start your own website. The issue with having your own website is it's yet another thing you have to learn how to make and how to keep up to date. This adds time and cost to your business. So what are the benefits? Let's go back to look at Etsy and Amazon for a moment. For the examples, we used Amazon take 34 to 51% depending on which route you use. Etsy, again using the same example, take 46%. You can save a lot of that by selling from your own website. Yes, there are costs, and getting people to your website can be difficult, but it can be worth the time and trouble. If you do it now, then for sales posted by you, there is an opportunity to slip a business card, engraved by you of course, offering say 10% to them and their friends for items bought from your website. Don't forget to give them a code to use so you know which customer used your website. Having your own website is all about the data and controlling costs. That's a website and different ways of getting there. You can, of course, pay someone to create and maintain your website, but this is likely to use up most of the potential savings by having your own website. There are many companies that offer easy, AI-aided, drag and drop website builders that are as simple to use as word processors. This can range from full-blown websites with built-in shopping carts and payment systems to simple websites that just use PayPal as the payment system. With laser engraving, you will only have a small number of products, so you don't need a website capable of handling thousands of products. Therefore, my suggestion is to keep it simple. Make sure you choose a provider who can scale when and if you need it, and also make sure that the site has a mobile site included. A lot of buyers do their buying via their phones. How do I find a provider, I hear you say? Well, I did a Google search for the best simple website makers for small business. Google found these. I spotted startups.co.uk, which has tested many website building software, and here is what they found. Top 3 are Hostinger, Wix and Squarespace. Here you can see that although Hostinger is number 1, it has the lowest overall score. At first glance, Hostinger appears to be a lot cheaper than the others, but that is not necessarily so. Let's take a closer look. Hostinger have these price plans. All of them offer big discount for the first year. But there is a catch, isn't there always? You only get these prices when signing up for 48 months, and you have to pay all 48 months up front. The premium plan does not have e-commerce, so you can't sell anything. The business plan is what you need and is a great price if you sign up for 48 months, but year 5 goes back up to the full price of £13.99 per month, plus of course any price increases. In addition, there are other costs to consider, such as fees for handling the financial transaction. Unlike the others, Hostinger do not charge transaction fees, but their service provider does. Hostinger use Stripe or PayPal. I'll discuss these charges a little later. Wix offer 4 plans. I have ignored their Business Elite plan as it is feature heavy and therefore expensive for small businesses. Their cheapest option, Lite, is of no use as it does not have e-commerce. This leaves us with two options of Core at £16 a month or Business at £25 a month. You have to look at the hidden costs here. The cost of a financial transaction varies quite a bit between Core and Business, and I'll discuss these charges a little later. Squarespace offer 4 plans, all of which include e-commerce. Basic at £12 a month sounds good, but charges a lot more for transaction fees than the others. Core at £17 per month has lower fees and is the plan that Squarespace themselves recommend. I discuss the various charges for all 3 next. Hostinger are the only one who offer extended discount for the first 4 years, and this may be an option for you. This chart of costs uses 1-year pricing plans so that I can sensibly compare each of them. You will note that the annual cost does not vary that much. The far right column, with £6.49 at the top, shows the finance charges based on an item that sells for £6.49, like one of our earlier examples. The 4-year Hostinger plan is by far the cheapest initially, but the charges are far higher, even without Hostinger taking a slice. Wix has finance charges double for their cheaper core plan. This means that if you sell 70 items per month or more, you'd be better off with the dearer business plan. Squarespace only charges a transaction fee on the cheaper basic plan. So again, if you sell 39 items per month or more, you'll be better off with their core plan. Which one do you choose? Well, that of course is up to you, but personally I would suggest that as far as sales are concerned, I would like to think that as we have chosen items that sell well, we should be looking at sales in the hundreds per month at least. This means that the monthly charge is less important than the finance fees, in which case the obvious winner is Wix business plan. Initially, most of your sales will be via Amazon and Etsy, as it takes time to get your website known. Therefore, it might be worth starting with the Wix core plan to save money, and then upgrading to the business plan as sales through your website grow. Okay, now you know why you should have a website, and which are the top recommended website makers, and how much they'll charge you. Okay, next, marketing. But I don't know anything about marketing. Well, we're not talking about coming up with aggressive sales campaigns. Marketing covers everything you do to sell your products. The description, the photos can make a massive difference to your sales. Don't just rely on Amazon or Etsy's algorithm to drive traffic to your products. The photos, these need to be high quality. These are what your potential customers see first. Take them from several angles and include some of where the item is destined for. For example, if it's a personalised cutting board, photograph it in a kitchen with other utensils as if it's being used. Or if it's earrings, for example, photograph them on a beautiful woman with a nice dress. Include before and after photos with a short video of your laser making it in between. Description. Make the description detailed but clear. Don't just list the features. Try to tell a story to bring customers' emotions into play. Phrases like cherished keepsake, or a birthday gift they will remember, or the perfect wedding gift. You get the idea. If you're like me, you're no Shakespeare. But not to worry. These days there is plenty of help for free. As an example, I looked up an Etsy advert that is selling well and I copied the item's description. Then I used Google AI, there are plenty of others, and simply asked it to reword the text from the advert to better tell a story. The text was, in quote, "Your logo here, slate coaster, custom text, personalised, engraved gift, wedding, birthday, anniversary, Christmas." AI came up with 3 suggestions. Which is better? What do you think? Upselling. For those unsure, upselling is offering additional items or services to a product to increase the value of the order. An example would be, with the coaster, offer a set of 4 in addition to individual items. Another upsell would be to offer a laser cut box to store them in, or a gift box. And yet another upsell would be to offer to laser engrave a message on that box. You get the idea. Try to offer something the others don't. You want to beat them on style or service, not price. Business cards. You've got a laser. Therefore, you can make your own very professional looking business cards. Gone are the days when you have to buy 500 card business cards. By making your own, you only have to make a few at a time, and it means that you can change the message easily. Aluminium blanks are available in various colours quite cheaply, or be different. Make your own out of 1.5mm ply. These are great marketing tools. Use them. Remember, if you use a discount, always put a time limit on it. This saves someone coming to you 3 years down the line expecting whatever discount you were offering then. Local crafts and fairs and markets. Attending local markets and fairs is a great way to promote your business to local people. This works best if your laser is small enough to be portable. It is highly likely that you will need to add to your equipment to do this safely. You will need a power supply unit that is large enough to power your laptop, laser, a filter, and possibly some lighting for perhaps evening use. A lot of markets and most craft fairs do not have mains electric available. People love to see the laser working, but only use Class 1 fully enclosed lasers. The laser beam can be dangerous. Only engrave on site if the items are quick to engrave. If you sell items that take more than a few minutes to do, then take an order and send it to them. Display an email sheet and offer to send anyone who leaves their email address a 10% discount code. A great way to capture email addresses. Make sure you have software setups for each item you are likely to sell and a template ready so that the setup time is kept to a minimum. Make sure you have business cards to hand with a QR code to your website, your web address, and links to your social media. Have QR codes on a sign and your business cards that lead people to your website. Social media. Show your human side. People buy from people. Show how you take the idea, incorporate their personalization, and produce the item. Short videos are ideal for this. This builds a deeper connection and trust. Keep them short, showcasing your skills. Laser engravers are fantastic technology and people love to see them in action. If you have a longer than usual project, don't bore them. Use time-lapse clips if necessary to keep them short, but enough to show your craftsmanship and dedication. Use available marketplaces to advertise what you do. Post regularly. Display an item. Include a video of how it's made. Use a mix of hashtags. Hashtag laser engraving. Hashtag custom gifts. Hashtag personalised gifts, etc. etc. The more effort you put in, the more you will benefit. Consider doing a live demonstration of you engraving something. Encourage questions. This shows the personal side of the business. Facebook is good at getting you known in your local area. LinkedIn is used by businesses and gives you an opportunity to show your skills to businesses. Metal business cards say quality. Gifts for customers, pens with the business name on, etc. TikTok spreads your fame far and wide. With Instagram, use shopping tags. Users expect to be able to click on your photo of a gift and go directly to your checkout page without leaving the app. Pinterest. Unlike TikTok or Instagram, whose posts fade quite quickly, Pinterest posts can last a long time, driving traffic to your shop for years. I'm not an expert in marketing, but you don't have to be. Just make an effort and keep it simple. Take note of what works and, just as importantly, what doesn't, and adjust accordingly. We started this video with the aim of helping you make money with a laser engraving machine. In section 1, we discuss the need to research what is actually selling, not what you think might sell. It emphasises the need to only work on materials your laser does well, or if you don't yet own a laser, to buy a laser that works well with the products that you use. In section 2, this advises you to research what sells that you fancy having a go at. Then consider the size of the machine you will need to make those items, and then consider the room size that you will need. Section 3 encourages you to put ideas on paper so that you can test them against the research of what sells on Amazon and Etsy, the two biggest marketplaces for the type of product you'll be making. Sections 4 and 5, I show you how to research bestsellers on both Amazon and Etsy, how to test if a best-selling item makes any money, and how much these platforms will charge you. With Amazon, I discuss the two ways of selling and the benefits / costs of both. Section 6 is about the need to operate your own website, what is involved in choosing a site host and what they charge, etc. Section 7 is all about marketing, how important it is to produce high quality photos and descriptions, how to upsell to make more profit, using local craft fairs and markets, and using social media to promote your business. Remember, you don't have to be an expert in all these areas. Use AI to assist you. Anything you're unsure of, ask AI. It will give you ideas of where to go next. The item we have looked at are low value items, but should get you started with sales, which will give you practice and most of all confidence. To make more profit, you need to add higher value / margin products to your range. With a coaster making you a profit of £3-ish, you can see that it needs a lot of sales to make enough money to be worthwhile. Find an item that has a profit of £30. That's obviously much better. We can all make the same things, but unless you can make yours different somehow, this tends to lead to selling yours just a bit less than your competitor, who will lower his price, and it becomes a race to the bottom and nobody's making any profit. Avoid this by finding a way to be slightly different. Now you have all the info you need to start your own research to find a product you can sell to make your machine profitable. You may remember I told you why I only used Xtool images. It's only fair to say that whilst Creality initially said no, they did contact me later to say that they had no issue with my using their images. Unfortunately, I had already got the images I was going to use ready, and I wasn't going to redo that work to include Creality machines. But I do thank them for contacting me, and once again my thanks go to Xtool for allowing me to use their images. I hope you enjoyed this video. By all means, let me know how you get on, or ask any questions you may have, and I'll try to answer it for you. Above all, have fun. Happy engraving. Regards, Shorty.